EduPlant is the leading school food gardening and sustainability program which provides regular workshops and educational materials to educators, learners and community members. EduPlant has a biannual schools competition finals week which takes place later this year. Now, in preparation for this finals week, Food and Trees for Africa is sending a number of volunteers to the Bosco Youth Center for a volunteer day tomorrow, the 8th of August. To tell us more about the program, we are joined in studio now by EduPlant and Food Gardens for Africa Program Manager, Monique van der Zon. Monique, good morning and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Thabo. It's great to be here.
Tell us who EduPlant is and what is your mission?
EduPlant is the schools initiative that is run by Food and Trees for Africa, and what we do is we basically focus on schools and feeding schemes and poverty alleviation and skills development in schools, surrounding permaculture and organic farming, creating sustainable food resources for the schools in rural areas and urban areas across South Africa. So it's really a really big project, and our mission is just to assist schools and the learners and the educators in skills development and poverty alleviation.
And how have you grown since you started 20 years ago?
Oh, EduPlant has grown in leaps and bounds. We have a number of schools, over 1,000 schools on our database, and it just seems to be growing each and every year. There's a real interest in permaculture, a real interest in substituting their feeding schemes through the National Schools Feeding Scheme initiative to actually put healthy, nutritious food into the meals of these learners. So it's just growing every day.
Now, you host a biannual schools competition. When will this take place?
Oh, we have our competition that happens biannually, and this will be happening in October this year, the first week of October. Basically, there's a run-up of the last 2 years into this competition where we've been providing workshops to the schools, one-day workshops, cluster workshops, really interesting things for them to learn, showing them exactly how to do permaculture, how to do organic farming, how to make sure it's sustainable. That's the most important part, and also to just encourage them to enter this competition. Now, we've just finished, the deadline has just closed, and we got over 400 schools that entered this year. So we have a number of schools that we're going to be visiting now. We've shortlisted, we go to visit them, and we'll pick 60 finalists that will then come to Johannesburg, to the Bosco Youth Center, where we'll host them for the week. We'll do really fun, interesting workshops with them, drumming and t-shirt painting, and the EduPlant program is sponsored by the Woolworths Trust and Engen. So they provide this massive event for these learners, and it really is an amazing experience for some learners who've never been out of their communities. So it's really a great initiative.
But before that, you've got a volunteer day that is happening tomorrow, the 8th of August. What will be happening at the volunteer day?
We will be at the Bosco Youth Center, getting our hands really dirty, making sure that their garden is up to scratch. Because during the finals week, where the schools come up to Bosco, we use that garden as a demonstration garden. We show them how permaculture works. Anybody who comes to visit during the week that's not familiar with permaculture then also gets to learn about that. So we basically show the general public how the permaculture gardens, sustainable food gardens work.
And how does this tie in with the finals in October?
Okay, the volunteer day is really a great way for us to show anyone who's interested on how permaculture works. And also we're hoping to use some of the produce from the food garden during the finals week. In our salads, we'll be doing wonderful food for the learners who are attending that week. So it's a demonstration garden, and it's functional at the same time. So it's really a wonderful way for us to show the learners, the educators, the media, everyone who comes that week, what permaculture is and how it can be sustainable.
Now, you're involved with communities, and that's where this program is run. What assistance and training do you give to the communities and the schools where the program exists?
Oh, our training is probably our most important part. We do, as I mentioned, the one-day workshops and the cluster workshops where schools from around certain areas will go to a resource center, which we've then chosen to run these workshops from. We provide the learners and the educators and the community members with resources, training materials, tools and seeds and all sorts of things that go with the permaculture workshops. We teach them not only about gardening, but about solar cooking gardening and about worm farms and about compost creation and all sorts of things. So it's really fascinating workshops. The learners love it as much as the educators. The community members are also involved, so that really creates that ripple effect of sustainability, and that's the most important part for us.
Monique, thank you very much for your time this morning. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much, Thabo. It was great to be here.
You can get more information on the EduPlant program by visiting us on the website growingtomorrow.co.za or call us on the hotline 011 791 5658.